It's easy to forget that what surrounds us is normal because that's all we know. Like a fish that doesn't know water, many of us don't fully know or comprehend the systems and structures that govern us. It's so easy to be a layer removed from the injustice that surrounds us by staying in our bubble. But we know you're not here for easy. You are a game changer for getting involved in the challenges that Abide is facing head on. You are revitalizing our inner city so that every person can reach their full God-given potential. I love the name of our organization, Abide, because in my mind, it really represents what we're about as an organization. 31 years ago, this all started in one house, with one family, in one house, and in one neighborhood.
As we stayed and decided to get outside of our four walls and to get into the community and get to know some people in the community and began to have a different perspective than the perspective we had living outside of the community.
You move into a city like Omaha and you just go where the culture tells you to go. You follow the dominant trend and it leads you to actually building into and creating more separation and more segregation.
We've had what's called the white flight of people fleeing farther and farther and farther west in order to get away from those underserved communities because they want a better life for their children. But I don't think they realize the harm that it's doing for the people who do not have the privilege to leave.
I don't think most people are aware of their decisions and how it creates more separation, but it's not an accident from the beginning that our city is separated and segregated the way it is. And you look back at the history of Omaha, you look at things like redlining.
During the 30s, we literally had people draw on maps zones that were deemed suitable for white people and then suitable for minorities.
And you keep resources from those groups of people. And as a result, as the city develops, people with resources continue to build and grow, communities expand, but those without resources are held to a very specific part of the city. And Omaha is one of the most segregated cities in the nation. And it's not an accident. The Black community predominantly lives in poverty. And you look at the economic numbers of what the average household in the Black community makes versus the average household in the white community.
When people think of North Omaha, they think of criminals. They think of this horror movie, this horror story. But you miss out on me. You miss out on my family. You miss out on my kids. You miss out on my neighbors who are loving and caring. You miss out on a community that's thriving. You're missing out on relationships that could be for a lifetime.
There's just incredible people here in North Omaha, and a lot of people who don't rub shoulders with people and live here don't get that. All they're seeing is the news.
We're labeled in, this is who you are, and this is your outcome. You know, once we make a bad decision, life is over. There's no comeback.
When you grow up in poverty and when you have to fight for everything, you build this sense of toughness, this sense of grit. Nothing comes easy. And they know too, many of them, they have to work twice as hard as the person sitting next to them if they're gonna have an opportunity to succeed.
And a lot of times I think that's where the hopelessness or hopeless mindset can come in, because you keep working and you work hard and you work hard and then all of a sudden things fall through. And it's like, well, I can't, where do I go from here?
The neighborhood I grew up in was redlined by the police as one of the most violent neighborhoods in our city. And by virtue of living there, by buying an old abandoned house, fixing it up, doing that to several other houses, throwing community building events, providing resources for the neighbors, we saw that neighborhood completely experience revitalization and transformation.
And so we live in the community to be neighbors. We get to know our neighbors and we learn so much from one another.
We have seen in the places that were present up to a 75% reduction in crime just because of connecting with the community, connecting with each other. We are grassroots, able to connect people after hours in the community, connect with them, learn from them, bring their kids into our programs, help the families and parents meet some of the needs and the gaps that they see right now, and then really just create a culture of anything is possible. And sometimes all it takes is someone telling you that.
We care. Once you can get someone to see their potential, discover their gifts, they're going to be inspired to live in their purpose. And I think that's so powerful.
Not many people call out what you're good at. Not many people call out the gold in your life, the gold in who you are. And that's the power of the culture of Abide, is that it really calls out what you can be and not what you're not.
Here at Abide, like, you are loved and we are excited that you're here.
If somebody is constantly telling you that you are a leader, that you are somebody who has so much potential, you're gonna live your life the way you've been hearing that.
When people see the things that are associated with Abide, the things that Abide is doing, it just creates so much joy, and it is so life-lifting. And it's great that that's especially the Better Together message, to know that, like, we are all a community, whether we live in the community or not, we're all together.
We actually go and talk to the community and go, what do you need? How can I help you? And I think that's how we remain agile, is that we continually focus on that. It's crucial to what we do. And if we're doing a program and it no longer is meeting that need, we're gonna shift it, and we will do it overnight.
Quickly into COVID-19, we started to ask ourselves as a team, how can the limitations of what we can't do cause us to innovate and do new things? Recently, found out that all of our Omaha public school system, the children would not be able to go back to school.
We knew that we had to do something.
And so we said, we've got space. How can we create space where kids can come, they can learn?
90% of our kids are living on free or reduced lunch. And without school lunches, they don't have access to food. We're putting a computer lab and an education center on site, and we're going to staff it with volunteers and with Abide staff, and just provide a safe space for kids to come in, have access to school, just the basic need of school, and provide snacks and meals that they wouldn't be able to receive at home.
In a matter of 20 weeks, we were able to pass out almost 100,000 meals, over 37,000, I believe, diapers that we were able to give out, household appliances.
It was really a tangible way for us to meet those needs and then tap into the spiritual needs that they have, which is just to be seen and heard and loved.
If there's anything that our world needs more than ever is common ground. We need something that we can agree on and have conversation with, and that can create community and hope. I think sports is a great opportunity for that.
And we're gonna provide a space where people in the community can be proud to focus on their health and wellness. Statistics show, and COVID has highlighted, the health challenges that are happening in the Black community, that are happening in communities of poverty. The obesity rates, diabetes, and just so much of our healthcare system has been built around intervention. We really believe in prevention. We're gonna turn an old swimming pool into a 4,000 plus square foot health and wellness center that will be one of the largest in our community, and it's gonna be brand new. This is a 24-acre campus right here in the heart of North Omaha, the place that we envision being the hub for all of our revitalization that happens. This is where not just our programming, but in partnership with others, we can provide collective impact. Impact that holistically focuses on developing individuals from young all the way up to families.
Every time you provide resources for children and for these families, it gives them opportunities that they otherwise wouldn't. And as a result of it, not only hundreds, but thousands of children have been impacted. Now, there are 24,000 children that are connected to North Omaha, right? I tell you, there's a dream that one day all 24,000 will be impacted in such a powerful way that they truly will reach their full God-given potential.
There's nothing better than making a difference. And we would encourage anybody and everybody, find out where your passion is, find out what resources you have, start to ask the question, how can I use what I have to make a difference?
Come and join us and partner with us and get involved in the community, build relationships, get to know your neighbors.
If you have a heart to be a mentor, if you have a heart for basketball, this is the place to get involved in.
Everybody has time, talent, and treasure. Everybody can use those three things. We will find a way, we will find a place for you to be a part of the solution. Come down and just spend some time with us. Spend time with some kids, start hanging out, play some basketball with some kids, and see what God does.
This year, we've seen over 2,500 individuals get involved by investing their time and money. This season is about being grateful for what we have. It's about contemplating our needs versus our excessive wants. Then, if you feel called to use your abundance, it's about being intentional about making a difference. Whether your abundance is $5 or $500, whether it's 1 hour or 100, North Omaha is the right place to share your abundance with. Your return will be lives changed. There is nothing better than that.